These people, brilliant for rattle can paint. Cannot fault them in any way, shape or form. Spot on. Cans are always well pressurised. Nozzles are always brilliant, give a nice wide spray. Okay, so just doing some work on the swing arm at the moment and just trying different things out. It's still filthy dirty in lots of places, but I'm just trying to work out what I can do with rubbing it down and making it look better. So on this side you can see that I've had the sanding pad out on that side. Now there's still marks in there at the moment. I know they're still going to be there, but I can go with a finer grade of emery paper on that later on, and hopefully get that back. There was some nasty marks, but I got the bulk of them out. That's the worst one there, and I just can't get it out. I don't want to sand down anymore. I did try filling it using some Lumiweld rods, but they're not sticking to it. I don't think it's got enough bite to get it on there, so gave up with that. I think we're just going to leave that as battle scars, because I want to try and keep it as original as possible. So yeah, that's what's going on with that bit. I can finish cleaning that up and then go from there. I'm still undecided what to do about the middle bit here, because this is like a I don't know what sort of surface you'd call it, but it's not a smooth surface, it's rough. So what I might do is polish the flat sides up and then go over them with a Scotch-Brite to bring them down. I think I've got one here, spare one. Here we go. So I have been watching different people on YouTube and stuff like that, and what they think is once they're polished, if you tend to do this a few times with your Scotch-Brite, it takes a lot of the shine out and gives it back the brushed effect. So it's kind of working. I think it'll be a little bit more time consuming than what I've done there, and I know this side's just highly polished. Oh yeah, it does work. So I'm not sure whether the camera's picking that up or not, but with a little bit of persistence that should give it the nice polished finish all the way over. So that's what's going on with that part. Still, as I said, that was just mainly experiment, just to see what worked and what didn't. I can now finish cleaning it properly and carry on with the sanding of that. The shock will be the next thing to do, and let's turn you around. So up there, let's see if I can get you out a bit. Got a new camera, by the way, so that's always something to get used to. And it's literally just a case of me working it out, but I was getting too many issues with the GoPros, so I bought myself a half decent Nikon. So frame's done, and that's been just over a week sitting up there. And I want to let it get as hard as I can before I start putting stuff back in and scratching it and damaging it. Okay, this is the other thing that I've done during the week. So I've refurbed the triple trees, yokes, whatever you want to call them. These have had to have a little bit of a coat of paint because the surface was quite corroded. But they've not cleaned up too bad, and I've tried to keep them looking almost original as opposed to being painted and looking crappy. The handlebar mounts polished up nicely, the tops are in the case over there, so they're all done. Did the bottom one as well, obviously. Okay, so done a little bit more of the polishing on here. Now at the moment I'm just using I think it was a 240 grit, and I've got loads of different grits to try, and it's a little bit sort of Yeah, 240 grip. It's a little bit trial and error, and just going very, very gently. I don't want to sand it too much and make the swing arm thin, but I managed to get an awful lot of the marks out of it. And then I'll go over it with some really, really fine, and it will almost bring it up to like a polished finish, and then I can get me Scotch-Brite on it and bring it back down to a brushed finish. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this section. I might just I mean, I've cleaned the worst of the crap off of it now, but I might just leave it as is because it's like a textured finish, but it's not looking too bad. So I'm just going to try now with a lower grip and see how it polishes. Let's get some eyes on. You're not going to sell many ice creams going that fast. Oh, off you come. Right. Watch your ears. And this, as I said, this is just trial and error, so this is I think it was a 400 grip. So that's coming quite nicely actually. Before it felt quite rough. That's very smooth. Now I know, I'm not sure what the camera can pick up from here because I can't see it, but there's still obviously lots of lines in there at the moment, but I've still got another couple of grades of paper that I can have a go with. So I'm going to go a bit more, see how we get on. I'm not going to show you too much of this because sanding is sanding. It's yeah, it's getting a bit late, so I better stop the sanding actually. So this one's still been very bitty, and I do apologise for that. It's more for the fact that I'm trying this camera out and I didn't want to film too much. Find I'd bollocksed it all up and nothing to show for it. So there's a little bit of the frame when it was primed, and then now that it's got its top coat on and its clear coat, that's just up there drying. I want to give it at least a week before I start bolting any bits to it for the paint to harden up. And if it takes a little bit longer before I get to putting stuff on it, then so be it. Swing arm, I'm actually quite pleased with how that's shaping up. It's going to take time, and I don't want to bore you with having an hour of sanding because that's just shite. So that'll get done over the next couple of days, and then I'll show you it once it's finished. Then what I decide to do with the textured part in the middle. What else have we done? I showed you the yolks, they were done. As you can see, well, probably as you might not be able to see at the moment, but everything in here is covered in orange dust from rubbing down the frame and then spraying it. And it's a really weird paint, but it's brilliant. You don't get any runs with it unless you're stupid. It's almost like a powder that goes on, and then it's like it has a chemical reaction with the clear coat, and then it goes like really hard. But if you catch it with a fingernail or something, even a day after it's been put on, it marks really easily. And then you put the clear coat on, and then that's it. It's like it's in there for life. It's brilliant stuff. I've used their custom paints, I think it's called. I haven't got one around here at the moment, but yeah, pretty sure it's custom paints. Used their paints on 2 or 3 bikes, and it's brilliant stuff. You get a really nice spray coming out of the cans. So if you guys at Customs are watching, I'm quite happy for you to give me some more. What else have we got left to do? So I think I touched earlier on other bits and pieces, but I will recap because I'm not sure how much of it came through previously, because the battery died in the camera and I've only got the one battery. So the engine, I'm going to clean up the engine as it is, mask off 1 or 2 bits, spray it so that it looks nice and brilliant. Then I will take the rest of the bits and pieces off, strip it down, rather than having to waste hours masking it all up to spray it and then put it all back together. So that's what's going to happen with that. The tank obviously is staying as is, but it will get polished up so that it looks better. I forgot this camera only films 10 minutes at a time, and then it turns itself off. So where was we? Oh yeah, the exhaust. So there was a lot of oil in there. I've got most of it out. It's obviously got to be degreased enough for when I paint it, but I'm going to fill it up with a really strong degreasing agent. And I don't have a parts degreaser, but I did buy the liquid to go in it, so like the degreasing detergent, for want of a better name. And I will fill it up with a load of that just to degrease the inside, because I don't want to be pumping the oil that's left in that into the can that I've just cleaned and refilled. I think that's probably about it. I don't think you're going to get much more from me at the moment. Let's just see how it goes with this one. As I said, I'm just learning with this camera at the moment, and it's totally different to the GoPros that I've been using for the last 10 years or so. So let's call that it for now. Wrap this one up. Hopefully the bittiness will stop after this video. Should have got everything where we want it to be, and then we could hopefully start getting it back together quickly-ish, depending on what goes on with my operation, as to how I can get around. So I've got the carb to rebuild as well. That was something else that I forgot. So I've got a rebuild kit for that on the way. I've got a load of spare jets and God knows what else up there if I need them. I think I've got everything in order now. Don't think I've got anything else left to come. The slippers come for the swing arm because I broke that one trying to get the bolt out the middle. I think that's your lot really. Catch you soon.